live. Hey guys, Tab and India back from what we've been doing for the past month. Since we last met, there's been a bunch of stuff going on throughout the Alliance, and some really cool announcements have been made. So we're going to go ahead and boost those signals, talk about a couple things with you guys, make some announcements of our own, and hopefully have a good time. So, with that being said, in between last time and this time, we put out a couple more episodes. It seemed to have gone pretty well. You guys have been checking out the episodes really fast, and that's awesome. We got the 200 views really fast on this newest one, so yeah, awesome, great. Thank you guys for checking everything out that we do there. Also, we went to Denver again. Yeah, Denver trip number 2. So we had a blast out there. The weather was a little bit warmer, but there was a little bit of a dust storm that we had to drive through on the way there, and that was quite an experience. And apparently, it was kind of a 50-50 shot whether or not they shut down the interstate on our way in, because going that way, shut down. It completely stopped. It was a bit of an adventure. Myself, Matt, and Josh went out to Denver. Got a lot of great footage that we can't wait to show you guys. We teased it a little bit. We showed you just a little bit of what we did out in Denver. It was a blast, both times. And also Raleigh had their second event. That's right, Raleigh is live. It was through the grapevine, people were saying that they had a great time, and I can't wait to catch up with the owners of Raleigh at our next game. So I'm very happy to go and check that stuff out with you guys. Guys, we're working with we're having some audio and visual issues. We're working with basically our backup setup. Yeah. Something happened with the new update that came out that is knocking all the GoPros off of this app. So, Streamlabs, hey,
fix it.
None of our cameras work. What are you doing? So,
we're trying.
Well, we're doing our best, guys. With that being said, maybe I'll turn that up. I don't know.
So I think the audio issue is coming from the backup camera itself. We normally have another microphone hooked in. That's also not working, so we're doing our best. We will warn you before any loud parts, so if you have your volume turned up before the outro, we will warn you so you don't blow out your speaker.
Well, the live might not get that warning, but we always put the warnings in afterwards, because sometimes I get a little exuberant. Anyway, we're going to have a good time. Tech issues, regardless. That's kind of like, LARP. There have been plenty of times when not everything goes perfect during your live events, and I'm looking at some of my fellow owners out there right now, and we've shared some experiences thus far this year. Things not going exactly how we wrote them down, myself included at my own chapter. I lovingly call them curveballs, and it's kind of what makes this stuff, fun. And, if it was always the same, why would we do it? And I agree. When does everything go to plan? Rarely, if ever. So that is a wonderful segment to some big announcements that happened out at Denver. They're getting the national event, and we're gonna help. That's right. Yeah. So I think I have some flyover footage here. I'm not sure if it starts with Denver specifically. I think it starts with Chicago. But we'll jump to that in a little while. But yeah, Denver is getting the national event, guys, and we're gonna help. And I'm gonna talk more about that later on in the stream in a little bit more detail. But it is a huge announcement. They have an amazing staff, site, and culture out there that I think we can put the national event on the back of and make something amazing. I mean, they have darn near a 100-person game without the Nationals influx at all. So I think that we have a true chance to get a multi-100-person game in our next national. It's something that I'm going to be working towards using this channel to get us there. So guys, if you believe in that, one, clap, and two, stay tuned, because we're going to be bopping around this alliance trying to build interest and building towards the biggest national event ever.
You heard it here first, ever.
It's going to be pretty cool. So with that being said, we're going to do some flyover, and we're going to talk about some of the sites that we've been while we've done the flyover, and hopefully when we click this, it's going to switch to yay, all right, we're still on the screen, and the audio thing is still doing this, so you can kind of hear us, and hopefully we'll punch the audio up in post. I really wish there was a different way that we could do this, but I think it's just that little dot up there. So this is the Chicago site. When we were there, special note, this is now the Wisconsin site. This site is actually in Wisconsin, and this is a beautiful droney of, they're not exact, well, they were kind of player cabins. There's a lot more player cabins than just those three, but it is a gorgeous shot of where Chicago had their game. Yet again, that is the new Wisconsin site. Guys, I can't wait to see what Wisconsin does. You have a beautiful site, and I can't wait to come and see what you guys do with your game. This next shot, I believe, is a droney of their tavern building, which is, again, amazing. Wisconsin, you have a wonderful canvas here to paint with, and it's kind of cool to be able to go out and play at the site before you run at it, because now you know all like the little nooks and crannies of everything. I wish I had that opportunity for a couple places I rented.
Well, we can't always be so lucky, but Wisconsin lucked out with that.
Indeed. So yeah, this is a beautiful droney of the Chicago site. Again, Rob, you ran a hell of a game. It snowed later on, and that's what you're going to see primarily in the Chicago footage when we drop their episode. I believe they are slated to be our third batch of episodes for season 2. So first we're going to get Denver, then us, then Chicago, then Raleigh, and then I think we'll start cycling back through, because we're double tapping a couple of you guys before we get out to the northern games. Yeah, I can't wait. Looks like our first northern trip is going to, well, it's not, it's kind of like mids. Gettysburg, you're kind of like the, I don't know, belt buckle.
It's more north than us.
More north than us.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that shot of the Wisconsin site. Look at that beautiful lake.
Though.
Oh my goodness. Plenty of parking, guys. Plenty of places to sleep. The site has great amenities. It's a fun place to play. And look at it. Just look at it. That is a gorgeous place to make pretend with a bunch of people that are your friends. Chicago, you had an amazing game. I always love playing at your site. And then this is our second visit. This is Denver during the snow. Again, we have some droney footage of our second pass at Denver, but we had that sandstorm, and it was rather windy almost most of the time that I had the drone up. So, we did our best out there for our second visit. We got some other amazing footage, including the national announcement that we're going to drop during the Denver episodes. And again, this is a wonderful flyer over of where our next national is going to be, guys.
It's such a great site. And for being in Colorado, too, for everybody who's not an avid hiker, it's really not that bad to run around and play on. The grades are very slight, and the few hills that you do have are not as lung-breaking as even our Tennessee site. So it's a great place to go play. I'm so excited.
Most definitely. What's one of your favorite memories of playing out there?
Oh, geez. So there was a night fight where first time I got to actually play with Tab in a while, where we went around the back and just kind of ran through their tavern, dropped probably too many people, oopsie. And just the way the site is laid out, their tavern's laid out, it made such a dynamic fight, because we went through the tavern and out the back to where all the other players were, and we just continued fighting, and that was a really fun way to use their site, their tavern, and just be able to immerse yourself in that fight and not have to break, I go around the tavern. No, we went through it.
And look at that views, guys. That's Pikes Peak out there. That is the Rocky Mountains. This is the best view that we've gotten up there since we've been up there. Again, guys, it is a gorgeous site. Plus, if you got to fly in, they're going to get you either from Colorado Springs or Denver. again, we're going to talk a little bit about the national event a little bit later in this cast. So we will certainly get there. But again, this site expansive,
Oh yeah,
lots of
huge.
buildings that we didn't even get into yet,
Mhm.
and a wonderful, wonderful place that I think uh, owners, with our powers combined, we're going to put something together that is amazing on this site. It is as expansive as we need it to be.
Hmm. And fantastically climate controlled for the fall game.
Yeah, and also can feed everybody, which is
Yeah.
also
Oh yeah.
pretty important,
Oh yeah.
I think. So I think I'm coming in for a landing here with the Denver site.
Mhm.
It's one of my stylistic landings. Oh, look at
360
that!
spin
Oh,
shot.
yeah, yeah. It's just me praying I don't crash the damn zone again. And yep, and don't hit the truck. It's always
Yeah,
important.
don't.
All right, here we have Raleigh's site. Now, Raleigh's site is again. I mentioned canvases. They have such a cool layout that Dave's going to be able to expand into, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with that land. You got, I believe now you have the three tents up instead of
Mhm.
just that one, which gives you plenty of space for your NPCs and even players that might not, have their own tents.
Mhm.
I think what you guys can do in that tavern space is going to be really interesting. I can't wait for you guys to decorate it. And one of the advantages of having a permanent site is when you decorate something, you can keep it up. So
Yeah.
whereas, I'm thinking back to my old rental days of, having to pack in and pack out, and you can only move so much and put up so much in the hours that you have before your game. But with a permanent site, it can stay. With a
Mhm.
permanent site, you can go 40 feet into the woods and carve weird stuff into the trees, like we did, that only means something to a couple of players and it's really important to them. Or, set something else up in, secret circles of power out there to have, all of their important meetings and such. But look
Mhm.
at that site. Uh, Great fields for battling.
Oh
Again,
yeah.
no killer hills like we have.
Nope.
I mean, they had a good mix of one, a good field for parking. Uh,
Yeah.
Two, they really had, I think, again, their fields, the way it was kind of cut this way and then over here, they even have a good blueprint for once they get to that size and their APL average player level
Mhm.
gets high enough, they can really do all of those cool split wave battles and still be within viewing distance of their player base so they can coordinate them.
Yeah.
Um,
There were also enough trees though that if they wanted to cut off part of the player base and create that like intense you can hear but you can't see,
mm,
there's plenty of space for that. And it's really cool to see like the site and just be able to know that it's gonna grow as their players grow,
yeah.
and that's really special.
Yeah, I'm really interested to see what you guys do, and it's all about like it's like we're kids in art class, and we each have our pile of clay, and it's like, oh, what is he gonna come up with? I can't wait, uh, Dave and Jess, to see what you guys build out there,
Mhm.
and I can't wait to get out to your next game. Let's see, June 3rd and 4th and 5th.
Yep.
I plan on being there Saturday. I'm going to do something called Super Saturday, I think, at Raleigh. That way, I can kind of make this 20 game schedule actually work. I'm taking a little bit of a beating. I'm not as young as I used to be, so to go for the long run, I gotta get home and sleep in my own bed when I can. But yeah, Raleigh's next game is the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of June. I will see you guys there. Again, check out that site and the cool flyovers. Again, there's their parking lot out in the distance. I think I get a flyover of it.
Little corner of it, yeah,
Yeah,
top corner there.
yeah.
Mhm.
I know I had a drone up when one of their players showed up. I think it was when Blake showed up,
Mm.
and I kind of like stalked him with the drone, like I do.
Mhm.
But yeah, look at that. Excellent. I believe that outbuilding is going to be player rented out. I think for one of their, I think the person that runs the tavern gets certain perks. Check out their website. Their perks are
Yeah.
pretty cool, and they are looking for staff members, as is most
Everybody,
chapters.
yeah.
But Raleigh is definitely looking to grow, and they have
Okay.
plenty of positions open. And I'm hearing that some of their rookie staff are doing a great job. That's a shout out to Allie and Honeybee. I hear you guys are super cool, and when I met you, you were cool as heck too. So Awesome. Again, I think the drone is just kind of hanging out.
Check out those trees.
Yeah, I think we got one more. I think that hopefully we got something from Crossroads in here. If not, we got to yell at Haley. That's the only thing that we have to do. No, that's not. That's still Raleigh. I'm spinning around.
Yeah, but it's moving.
Oh,
So
yeah,
we
that's
got
true.
something.
That's true. It was thinking about something. Well, unfortunately, we couldn't do as many pre-edits this this show, probably because of me panicking during all of the technical difficulties.
Yeah.
But here we are, bringing down the drone in Raleigh. Great site, pretty buildings. You know,
Tavern has an amazing fireplace in there.
yeah.
Oh, there's Crossroads.
Speaking of taverns, this is our rough tavern. It's looking a little bit better nowadays. In fact, this next game, you guys are going to see a couple of improvements that I hope make you very happy. But this is some drone footage of the tavern, and I think I actually fly out into, yeah, this is before our first game this year.
Is
So,
Heinrich
yeah.
setting up his stand?
Man, Heinrich, you bring something special to every game you show up to. So
Oh yeah.
here's a toast of the mug to you, sir. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it's great to see a traveling player that does the same thing in every chapter, always different, but the same basic concept. Because then you show up to a game as like me being staff going to PC a game, and I'm like, I know that guy, I know that stand. I'm gonna hang out there all weekend, and it's really cool to see him bring that setup with him everywhere he goes.
Yeah. All right. Now we're zipping out. So that is that's confirmed. That is our first event of the year. This is the probably Friday setup. So Heinrich setting up the stuff. That was his first time at the event, and that dude is so cool. It's almost like Blue Wolf last year, where every time I'm going to a place, I'm like, "You're here too," and you know the guy brings great personality and presence to his gameplay, and is a joy to behold everywhere he plays. So we're looking at our Crossroads site now. You see the Ren Fairs stage. Right now, some of the changes that we have done aren't going to be immediately evident until this next batch of episodes, but we've hung some more lights. We've hung some more sunshades, they're called. They're like sun sails, those big triangle things.
Very needed.
Yeah, we're going to give our players a lot more shade than they've ever had before, and that's not just talking S about them. But this is a flyover of our lovely Crossroads site. Again, it is like Stitch said, it's small, it's broken, but it's still good. We do our best with what we got, and we're pretty proud of the little community that we're building here in Tennessee. And again, I hope I get this cool pan of the lovely view of the Smokies and the Appalachian Mountains. And this is our site before the leaves come in. And as you can see, that little twitch in the camera, that's because it was windy as heck that event. So the gimbal was flying like this as the drone's doing this, fighting the wind. And it was a heck of a time trying to get any kind of drone footage that weekend. See, there it went again. Yeah, it was just getting its ass kicked up there in the wind. So again, I didn't put the
Ooh, danger,
yeah,
danger.
you could like look at that wind kicking up those. Yeah.
I don't think anybody left that game without a little bit of wind burn on their face.
Yeah, and the oh man, everybody that played a Beata that weekend, we felt so bad. Just everybody got their faces torn off and became human forcibly.
Yeah. And anybody that played a caster or an archer, I'm so sorry. Practice going woo off on their own little adventure.
So I make a promise to you guys that I will have better drone footage of the Crossroads site and show you all of those updates during our next live stream, which will be this is May, so it will be June 22nd. And since we are look at that more Crossroads site.
Less windy.
Yeah, I think this might be just one of the work days that I just went up and test drove.
No, this was
it? I don't know.
Oh.
Either way, it's pretty. So check that out. So as we're looking at our calendar right now, let's see, Tony's live stream, the National Alliance LARP's Town Hall is on Discord next week. And then we are next live the 22nd of June, and that is right after our visits to, let's see, we have our event, Chicago, we have Raleigh, and then Gettysburg. So
Yeah.
we will have 4 more events to talk to you guys about during our next live stream. And since we are now done with the lovely flyovers, we'll get up to Giant Us and start talking about some of the other stuff that we have for you. So where do you want to go for it? Let's see. We got some questions that we can ask you. Yeah. Why don't we ask you guys to comment in the comment section? That's even for the people that aren't watching this live. You can still leave a comment. So comment on what would you say to first event you. What would you say to first event you? Like if you just passed in the hallway to your you're going to your first event and you're like you now, what would you say if you had a second to be like, hey kid, come here. What would you tell yourself? What would you ask yourself?
I would, this is going to sound really not super encouraging for LARP, but I would tell myself it's going to be okay. Because I had turned 18 less than a month before my first game. My friend at the time was taking me to my first game. I was dropped off by my very worried mother, who saw a field full of people that neither of us knew, and I was going to stay there the whole weekend. No phone service, just fully immerse myself in this game. My friend never showed up, so the one hook I had into game, I just had to figure it out because they were not there. So I would tell myself it's going to be okay, because Tab and his staff at that point saw tiny little terrified me and just made sure I had a good time, and I'm still here 8 years later. Now as a pretty steadfast part of staff, I would say. Yeah. So yeah, I would tell myself it's gonna be okay and it's gonna be worth it, and just don't panic and run away. Stick with it, do it.
Yeah, just like the Hitchhiker's Guide. Don't panic.
Don't panic.
I would tell myself, dude, slow down.
Ooh.
Calm down. And yeah, it'll be okay. Yeah, I went into my first game 1,000 miles an hour, and yeah, it's I think it's something that I could have learned if I would have just slowed down and played more and focused less on trying to win, especially as a young man.
Mm-hmm.
Most definitely. And there's plenty of stuff that I'd wring my neck about, but not about LARP. All right. So until we get to our next question, or do you want to jump on to the next question right away?
Let's see, somebody posted in the chat. I'd say, don't worry about being powerful. It's more about the RP. Yeah, it's more about as Tab said, not trying to win the game, but just enjoying the experience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, James. We're really trying to work on this sound for you guys. We're doing our best. We have a backup equipment. Again, doing our best. We'll try to turn it up in post.
Yeah. By our 10th live stream, we'll have everything down pat. We will have no more, knock on wood, technological problems, and maybe we'll actually, and again, nothing ever goes to plan, and that's okay.
Yeah, backup. This is like our third string camera and our secondary mic.
Yeah.
Sorry. So I'll try to talk a little bit louder, as will India, and try to save our voices.
I'm sorry.
So, well, we have some new developments that we'd love to share with you guys, and might as well get it done now. And, we have today, for the first time ever, we have a Patreon.
Patreon! We're official.
Yeah. So, what we did is we went and built a Patreon, and one of the challenges that we've been faced with this year is trying to keep ourselves on the road and getting as much other LARP footage, not our own, as we can. Now, granted, if you guys want to go back to watching me fix the tractor over and 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 over again, and the Jeep over and over and over and over and over again, well, that gets kind of old. So I would love to keep on shooting the rest of the Alliance, but we need a little help doing it. Things are getting expensive, and it is tough on us, and tough on our equipment to get us up and around to everybody. And we need help, and we've been asking about it to get go to our PayPal, and there wasn't a lot of structure there, and it's worked for our LARP for the past years, but we're trying to put a little bit more structure and give a little back. So, among other things that might not come to our minds right now, we are offering a bunch of really cool,
Swag.
yeah, stuff. There's stuff. There'll be stuff.
Yeah.
I think the ranges range from $5 to $100. Boom, boom, boom. And we have tiers. There are 5 of them.
Yep.
We are calling it the Crossroads Horde,
Yeah.
the Patreon Horde.
The horde.
So you start out as $5 is a goblin, and you
Every
get
game needs a goblin.
yeah, without a doubt, without a doubt. So as your $5 contribution gets you 1 automatic membership to Crossroads, so your membership is paid for. After I think it's 3 months that you're active as a Patreon. I think that's like the deal with all of the deals: 3 months being active, and then you get the stuff. You get a sticker. That's right, we got stickers.
Custom sticker.
Custom.
Exclusive to Patreon.
Pretty cool. And
Goblin stamps.
yeah, you get the equivalent of goblin stamps put into your account for helping us out with the Patreon. Now there will be limitations apply as we figure this out, and if we're dummies and something exploitive happens, obviously we're gonna have to fix it because we're trying to raise money, not lose it here. But the intent is to keep this project going. And if you wonder why, I implore you to watch the video right before us, the one that we just made. And that's kind of a mini little love letter to the rest of the Alliance that we made. And I think that this is a good project that deserves to go on. And while I would love absolutely everybody in the Alliance to do this, I'd love for every single chapter to have as developed and as deep of a YouTube roster as we do. I will say it took months of work before our even first episode. It took hours of shooting. I mean, I have an estimate here. Just this season, we have already spent about $600 in gas, 7,500 miles on the road, about 300 total man hours between all the driving, all the shooting, and all the editing. That's a big one. About 5 to 10 hours goes into editing every single episode we do.
And that's not counting the screening the raw footage to make it, to find what is editable.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and that's me bashing my head on the console here when I figure out that I screwed up the shot. But yeah, it is a huge investment, not only of our time but of our energy. And while I understand that not every chapter and not everyone in the Alliance can afford right now to help out monetarily, you guys sure can click on us. You sure can subscribe, and you sure can tell your friends to check out this channel. And those of you that have a couple extra bucks, swing it our way. A couple of our high tiers have Dragon Stamp equivalents once you reach the minimum donation to get Dragon Stamps, which I believe is $500, unless that has changed. So I really think that with your help, we can keep this going and get all those chapters visited that can't necessarily help us out the way some of the bigger chapters can. Again, there's a reason why we go to the big guys, because usually they throw us a little bit more help, and that's fine. There's no pressure for it, but we want to get more of this done, and we can't do it for free because gas stations don't take goblin stamps.
Yes. Some LARPer open a gas station. We'll pay in goblin stamps.
I'll give gobbies for gas any day. So we have a goblin. We have
Hobgoblin.
Genie came in again. So we have goblin. We have hobgoblin. Hobgoblins get, I believe, a mug.
Yes, they get a sticker and a mug.
Sticker and a mug
Plus
again.
more goblin stamps. And then
Yeah, a
as
Griffin
well.
gift or a boon.
Mhm.
It's up to whatever standards we're running. That's a little doodad that you can put on your character when you play our game. That makes you a little bit more beefy. Then the next one is Bugbear. That's $20. That will get you all of the included stuff plus a T-shirt. Plus, we get one of our people that are really good at building magic items, catering to specific play styles to help you build a magic item. That's on us. Plus everything else, plus your membership. Then when it gets to the big ones, oh man, $50 a month gets you all of that stuff before,
Yep.
plus a hoodie,
Plus a hoodie.
plus that magic item, plus that boon, plus all those goblin stamps. And if you stick with it for a while, you will also get dragon stamps. And boom, you play for free at Crossroads.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. As
That's
long as your Patreon subscription's active, you play for free at Crossroads.
Yep. So, we're trying to get you out here, but also keep us out there.
Yeah.
So, and the number one is the war sheath. That's $100. That's the big one. You get the hoodie. You get all the other stuff. The T-shirt, the mug, the sticker, the magic item,
gift.
and you get something that we barely ever do.
Yeah.
Personal plot.
Yep.
Like, just for you, guaranteed written, we're going to run you a mod every time you show up to our games that are free because you're given over the $50 a month.
Yep.
So, again, no pressure. We're happy to get whatever help we can to keep us on the road, building these videos and keeping them up. And if you guys notice those trends that are happening, we're starting to work our way up and getting those negative videos down. Yeah, love to see it. Love to see it. So please check out our Patreon and spread the word about that. I'm sure we will have links, and then once we have Patreons, we'll get them on credits at the end, so we can give you guys shout outs, and we'll add that to the tiers too. Oh,
Yep. Add that.
So yeah, guys, please check it out and tell your friends about it.
It is patreon.com/Alliance Crossroads. And also, if you can't subscribe to the Patreon because it is monthly, we will still accept your pocket change donations on our PayPal.
Without a
Still
doubt.
love you.
Any help is help, and we need help indeed. So, moving right along, we have a little thing that I want to talk about the next national. And I just want to kind of lay it out there and see what you guys of the Alliance thinks about it. So I'm going to take a sip of tea and get right to what I'm about to say about the national.
Building anticipation. Ride that way.
Yeah, good tea. It's not Yorkshire tea, but it's close. Anyway, so Alliance players, Alliance owners. I've been to a lot of national events. I've been to a lot of symposiums. I would like and will be talking to each one of you that wants to talk to me about it, and some of you that might not want to talk to me about it, you're going to get talked to. I would love to see the format of the national event and the symposium change a little bit. I'd like the symposium to be less about the rules. They are important, but I would really like to see at least half of that time given to how do we grow this game? How do we market it? How do we run it? Why don't we have workshops? This is one of the first times that where the symposium is, probably since, shout out in the chat if you know when the last time the symposium and the national event were on the same physical location. I think it was like HQ way back in the day in Pennsylvania. But anyway, we're going to be there almost all week, guys, in the same place. We can set up workshops for each other, right, on things that we think are important, and we can pre-plan them and have all the owners spend some time sharing the ideas of what makes their games run easier, faster, cheaper, and little tricks of the trade that maybe the new owners don't know, or new tricks that the old owners can learn. A lot of that stuff happens naturally in the in-between times, but man, wouldn't it be cool if we just carved out carved out a niche where we're not bitching about the rules. That's what I wanted to say.
Live.
Live. Wouldn't it be cool if we carved out a time when we can really work on our craft and get better at growing our game and marketing our game? And wouldn't it be cool, players, if, say, instead of having that weird Friday night game that's kind of half in, half out, and it's normally like dark and nobody ever really knows what's really going on and you kind of catch up on Saturday anyway, what if you got like a player symposium on Friday night where, like, on Friday you guys show up and there's things that the owners have set up for you, like keynote speeches, focusing on like acting workshops, role play workshops, all these different event type things that all these conventions have. Why can't we? Why can't we make this more than just that game? Tack on something to the beginning of it that's more event based so we can continue to build our community. Because I think that if we had a day right before then where the game is kind of truncated anyway, get your logistics done, sign in and everything, but then go see a really cool talk on like how to make a really cool stilt monster. Or like have a giant prepaid in weapon making seminar where like your materials are waiting for you because you prepaid for them and somebody who knows how will step by step build your weapon with you.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds pretty cool to me. So these are the type of things that I'm going to try to talk to the owners around the Alliance for the next couple of months while getting out the basic idea and structure of what the plot lines for the national event should, I think, be. And again, nitty gritty details are up to the wonderful head of plot. I cannot remember his name currently because I don't have my notes in front of me. Zach?
Zach? 90% sure it was Zach.
No.
That's the one I met.
No.
No?
Sorry, guys. Got dinged in the head too much.
I think
But
I'm right.
they're out of Denver. They're great. And I think they're going to make something that is going to lace the Alliance together better. Using not only the plot, but the national event to make the culture stronger. It's something that I'm very much looking forward to, and I hope that we can get that done.
Think about it.
Yeah. Well, I'd love to talk. The chat saying talk to your new players, see what brought them in and what they wanted to know before starting. Yeah, it's a wonderful thing, and we are certainly looking at expanding what kind of videos, what we focus on. There's a couple of things that I'm trying to lean away from, and this is just our own personal artistic choice as a YouTube channel. There's a lot of guys just standing around whacking each other with swords and trying to like give like little nuances to that, which is cool and awesome, and that's great, but there's plenty of that already out there. So when we do something like that, we're going to try to bring it from a different angle, kind of like we do with our videos, and it's been done elsewhere, putting the soundtracks to it. But I think as we gain our voice and our traction, there we go. So I can't see him right now, but India's about to read off the plot team for the national.
Yeah, so it's James, Zach, so he's in there. I was kind of right. James, Zach, Dan, Derek, and Josh. Those are the plot team members for the national event.
Indeed. And they run a heck of a team out there. And my intention, again, we're going to be meeting up with Denver a bunch. I'm going to be helping them market it and hopefully spread an idea to each one of the chapters that I go to and try to lace you in to a grand scheme plot. And it's up to those guys what it's going to be. I can't wait. I'm very excited. It's a year and a half away, and already I'm giddy because this channel is going to be focusing on building that event to something huge. And if you go back to our first videos, heck, they're not even online anymore because they were on a whole other channel. But even the early videos on this channel, and then just watch all the way through, you will see us improve so much over our first season. We're only one season in, guys. We're just starting to edit the season 2 material, which should be dropping either next weekend or the weekend after. And we're so excited. We have so many more cameras. We're getting better at running them, and we're getting better at catching those good little moments. And boy, are they out there! We got some magic in those cameras so far this year, and I can't wait to show it to you.
It's also more of us. It's not just a tap with a camera anymore.
True.
We're a team.
Yeah.
We're a team.
Plus, I'm strapping cameras to younger people than me that can actually run around and do fun things and keep up with everybody. Yeah, it's great. So again, thank you to everybody out there in the Alliance that helped us so far. Thank you to all of you out in the interwebs that are going to help us and maybe show up and LARP a little. Indy, do you have anything to say to everybody before we sign off for the evening?
Come LARP and keep an eye out for those plot teasers for the national event, because I'm also really excited for Denver just to again point and go with us. I cannot wait. It'll be my second national ever, and I have a feeling that it's going to be one for the books.
All right. And if you remember, India was in the footage from the, that was like our first remote shoot was the last national event.
What?
This, like, it was just an idea to like, oh, we'll bring a camera along to the symposium and we'll shoot the national event. And it really showed us something special, and we caught so much good footage that it just expanded the scope of this channel. And we want to give it all to you guys. You know, we want to showcase the Alliance as a whole. That's why that last episode, you know, and most of our episodes, I mean, yeah, we're plugging our website because we need the funds to survive and keep on doing this. But we want your player bases to grow. That way we can get more people, more chapters, more games, and make this national event a monster. I can't wait. I hope to see you guys out there. I got nothing else on my little list here. I'm going to circle this. We have one more major thing to do because we have to get our thumbnail pictures.
I always forget about the thumbnails.
And Haley never puts them in. Haley.
I know you're
all right,
in that chat.
this one's, all right, we're going to go inquisitive for this one. All right, ready? 1, 2, 3, go. And go. And go. And go. All right. All right, now we got, oh, wow, look at that. Nice. So, until next time, I'll see you guys hopefully on a LARP field near you.
Hopefully this weekend, which is the Crossroads game.
Oh, yeah. Hey, Crossroads players, pre-reg, come out and have a good time. I'll see you guys out there. Until then, I'm leaving for Crossroads. Well, I got a plot meeting with this one, and then we'll see you guys out at Crossroads and then next at Chicago. Till next time, guys. See you later. Bye.